Hello and welcome to this next video of CyPerf Community Edition. In this particular video, we are going to do something very interesting. We are going to send traffic from a virtual machine that is sitting on-prem to a virtual machine that is on cloud, and we are going to test variety of features, functionalities, and network performance matrices between these two distributed endpoints. Let's get straight to it. Those who have been following some of these video series, you know that our whole target is to test this very realistic kind of corporations. We've called it Acme, and it has all these HQ branches, software-defined data centers, cloud workloads, and of course, internet gateways. For the first video, we tested the throughput between two VMs. For the second one, we tested some connections per second between two agents. And for this third one, we are going to deploy an agent in cloud, and we are going to send traffic from on-prem to this cloud and test this entire architecture that sits in between and find out the performance, latency, and a whole bunch of other matrices. Let's move to the topology now. I am back to my setup. On the right hand side, I'm going to run the server. This is in AWS. I'm going to use the public IP of the AWS instance and log into it with my key. I am in that instance, and I'm going to do first thing is to start the server. And as you can see, it binds to a local IP address that is there for that agent interface or the AWS instance interface. So this is my AWS instance. I copy that local IP and I am now going to the same client, and I'm using -c now for client. And you can see that I have used few new options. I have -p, which will open 64,000 parallel sessions. And I have -CPS, which is connections per second with a value of 100. So I'm going slow, but I'm also opening a lot of sessions to this AWS server from my on-prem client. The test starts. And once the test starts, we start seeing all this performance. We are sending small bytes, and we can see that we are achieving that 100 per second rate that we have configured. It obviously has this parallel client sessions of 64,000. This basically means that between these IP addresses, we have 64,000 parallel TCP sessions established. That would be scaling up some of your NATs and proxies that are sitting in between. And also with the connections per second, we are going after the overall rate that is needed for this. So I stopped the test after a few seconds, and you can see that I was achieving the rate very consistently. It gives me average latencies and few other stats. Best practices, I always do CyPerf-H to look at all the other options that I have, and sometimes try out like sending a real file instead of synthetic data, trying it out a different port, doing reverse direction traffic, bidirectional traffic, and such. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some of these options that are available to me. So let's clear the screen, and then we will move to the next command, which will be on the client side. So I'm going to do CyPerf-C, the IP, and I'm going to now I'm going to use in unlimited bandwidth. Let's see what happens if I, instead of providing a bandwidth like 100 megabits or 1000, if I do unlimited, it would try to go as fast. And you can see I'm almost achieving 385 megabits per second, and that's a pretty decent number considering I'm sending it from on-prem to cloud. And CyPerf's own algorithms will be able to find out what's the max achievable performance for that particular bandwidth. So it's very useful to find bandwidths in this kind of distributed high latency environments if you don't have any starting idea with. Similarly, you can try out other things like, detailed stats if you are debugging and looking at if there are any packet drops while we are doing this kind of bandwidth tests, right? So you see I have done -- detailed stats. And as the test will progress in detailed stats, it's not only going to show me the objective, but it will also give me very detailed level, TCP level, packet level stats to show me while I'm doing this test, am I dropping certain packets, how my TCP frames, how my TCP acts are looking. This gives me a better idea of this kind of environments as well, and lets me debug or find issues in this distributed environments.
I can even go back to the previous test and add a -f in detailed stats, the CPS test, I mean, and I can add the CPS to be a little higher, like 1000, and we can check if I'm slowly pushing more small packets through this distributed network. Am I getting more packet drops? How is my TCP connections looking? And any other stats that are provided with the detailed stats. I hope you have a lot of fun with CyPerf's Community Edition. You would be able to find out all these latencies, performance, benchmarks over a variety of environments. But if you want to do more, you can always look at CyPerf's full edition, and it allows you to have more applications, traffic type generations, more objective control, authentications, and a variety of different features as listed here. A completely free eval for CyPerf and a link to it has been provided in the description.